See, that's not a
And
good segue
speaking of
because
Geico,
they're not monsters.
I'll be back.
you're just like, I'm out of here.
Here comes the segue monster. I got Drew. I got Drew for the kitchen. Oh, this was so worth it.
Is guacamole a fruit salad?
What is the best milkshake for bringing boys to the yard?
Ostriches are dinosaurs.
Don't piss off old people. New game,
What do you mean it gives you Arby's mouth?
artisanal muck duck balls.
I think they call that autofellatio.
I want to high five a shark.
Welcome to Bar Banter. Relax, have a drink with us as we debate the most controversial topics in the world today.
On today's podcast, we come up with the funniest medical side effects. What are the worst place to be itchy? And lastly, what adulting activities would monsters have to do? But first, Benjamin Trimmer, what are you drinking?
I'm doing a little Moscow Mule, and there's a reason.
Nice.
Wheatley vodka, and I was in the liquor store the other day, and Cody Rhodes was this
Yep.
giant 6-foot poster of Wheatley vodka, and most of us on this podcast went to high school with him. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy his vodka. So I did, and I'm drinking Moscow Mules.
Did he buy Wheatley? Or is he just?
I don't know if he bought it or if he's probably just a sponsor or something. I have no idea. But it
Is
was a
he
6-foot
famous
cutout
now?
of him. Oh yeah. One of the most famous wrestlers, professional wrestlers.
Oh.
Yeah, he sounds made up, but
No,
Yeah,
I
the son of Dusty Rhodes. He's Cody Rhodes. It totally sounds made up, all the names, but he's very
sounds like
famous.
a country music star.
yep.
It really does. Rick, what you drinking?
I'm drinking my Long Island tonight out of a plastic cup, and I specifically bring this up as my attempt to interrupt the introduction and also to get y'all's question. Is it how disappointed are you when you were presented your alcohol in a plastic cup? And I want to take out the nuance of it meaning you get it to go, because that was my situation.
Fair.
It's had like a greenway, and they're like, are you sitting inside or outside? Said outside. They gave you a plastic cup. I'm like, I'm not mad. I understand. But also in that moment, I didn't realize how disappointed I was when I expected alcohol and it was a plastic cup.
Is it specifically like a one-use plastic or like a nice reusable plastic?
If it matters to you, I'll
It does.
take your opinion. In my situation, it was a one-use plastic.
Well, okay.
And I get, yeah,
Was it a beer or a cocktail?
it was a beer.
See, okay, so that is a bigger issue for me. If it's a cocktail,
Sure.
I'm less upset about it. Because a lot of times beer, they run out of cold glasses. But or I'm sorry. Yeah, no. Beer should come in a glass whether it's cold or not. Cocktails, like I get. So yeah, I would be upset.
Yeah. Upset
With a
maybe
beer
is a
in
strong
a
word,
plastic.
but definitely disappointed. Anyways,
Disappointed is good.
Don't care.
Travis doesn't care.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by that. Drew.
I'm of
I drink a lot
Similar-
of solo cup
similar
beers.
opinion.
I don't care.
Oh, I'm not. Yeah, I'm still
Yeah.
going to drink it. But I just mean if you were going to a restaurant, is there not even a little
I
disappointment?
feel like it would for me, it would depend on the caliber
Be
Yeah,
more
that's fair.
surprised.
of the restaurant.
okay.
Like
Surprise may be fair.
To dive
Yeah, I'd be
bar,
like, if
I'm
I-
expecting a solo
or if
cup.
I was going to like
It's a good point.
Chili's sitting on the patio, but
Don't
if I
care.
was going to a nice steakhouse,
If I'm at Chili's, I expect the finest china.
Rick needs Baccarat crystal. Is that right? Is it
Anyways,
Baccarat?
Drew,
I don't remember.
what are you drinking over there? And is it out of a plastic cup?
It is not. It's actually out of a crystal glass.
Pretty.
I'm drinking a little, actually a Kentucky Mule. So a little bit of whiskey ginger beer with some lime in it.
Switching it up.
Travis.
Fox Knight.
Fox Knight.
Andrew, pick a number 1 through 7.
Who's
Oh,
Andrew?
Andrew Mellis.
7.
7. That's number 20. Doesn't make any sense.
7's number 20 now.
Number 20 is so the episode that comes out tomorrow was a very difficult episode to edit, but also it was the episode where Ben, you had been out for a minute, and Rick and Drew were just talking over me for the entire time, and I got all the way through the box night thing, and you were just cracking up the whole time. It was great to listen to that intro. It had
That's
some
good to know.
very weird tasting notes. Anyway, number 20, I'm not going to even try to pronounce that distiller. It sounds like a dinosaur. On the nose is custard, butterscotch, and praline, caramelized sugars with custard,
Praline.
vanilla cream, pralines, candied cashews and pecans, and a coffee cake streusel.
And pralines.
That's a lot. That's just on the nose. We haven't even gotten to the tasting notes yet. Palate is tannic, fried dough, sweet buttery pastry, almond croissants, oaky vanilla and spice, bitter oak and semi-sweet cocoa powder, and finishes custard with a kiss of spice and cocoa. Let's see how it holds up. There's a lot going on.
What you playing over there, Rick?
Watching the
FIFA.
game.
No, I got college football going on in the background.
Oh,
over
there you
here.
go. It's fine. It's very buttery. Buttery was a
Ooh.
good one,
Buttery.
but
Praline.
not necessarily in the way I want it to be buttery.
Out of curiosity,
Popcorn?
how would you want it to be buttery?
Like it's
Slippery.
not as smooth as I want it to be butter. It's a little bit more
Mm.
harsh on it's like a dry butter.
It's a mean butter.
Oh,
Mm.
it's a dry butter.
I
I don't
prefer
know.
Sweet,
I
sweet,
literally
sweet
just
butter's
came up-
nice.
I came
I
up
like
with
that.
that.
Sweet
wet.
butter.
I like my butter wet
I
and sloppy wet butter.
need some lovin'. Lovin' butter.
Do you think
Hilarious.
butter can
What's the name?
suffer from
What's the name?
butter can suffer from medical issues and get dry as a side effect?
Wow.
Can it?
I
Can
this is not going to be mine, but Travis's segues are going to be my side effects.
it?
You now have,
You have to listen to
you just spout out Travis style segues.
Yes.
Like I'm
Uh,
sorry,
and
I
can't.
vote for that.
Strathclyde,
it.
I believe, Ben, is the name of the distillery. Strathclyde.
Cool.
Anyway, our first topic: come up with the funniest medical side effects. I made up new side effects. I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
either made
I
them up or
also
just
did.
researched new one or searched funny ones, because I think that could have been a thing if you wanted to. I would have been okay with that. But I
I got
decided
kind of
I wanted to make up a
depressed.
bunch.
I got kind of depressed looking at actual side effects
Yeah.
to medications, so I was like, let's not go down that route.
Drew started.
I did
coming up with
both. I did
pedals.
real ones and fake ones.
Okay. Rick, I assume you made some up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I think what we do for this one, because I don't think there's it's just come up with the funniest medical side effect. I have like 10. I think we put them all into a pool and decide the 10 best. I don't know if you all have 10. I don't know how big a pool is going to be,
I
but I think we could
do
probably
not.
narrow down it to 5 or so if we need to, kind of thing. We don't have to come up with which one's the best or the funniest. It's just these would be funny medical side effects. So who wants to start?
I'll throw one out there, I guess. I thought this would be the side effect itself may not necessarily be funny, but it's where it would present itself in situations and then you having to explain it. So spontaneous slow clapping.
Mm.
Like if you're in a meeting and just like you just start the slow clap and people are like, what the hell? You're like, I'm sorry, it's a side effect.
Side effect of my medication.
And then just having to go back and forth and like getting called into HR and be like, no, really, like here's my doctor's note.
Here's the note.
You have to have that on a card at all times.
Yeah. May spontaneously slow clap.
You just got one of those bracelets, those medical
Yes.
ID bracelets. That says may spontaneously slow clap at any moment.
That has to be orderable. I'm going to see if I can order that right now.
I'm sure you could
fake medical ID bracelet.
Yes. I love that idea. What other ones you got? Just riff off.
Okay, similarly, involuntary jazz hands, kind of same vein. I actually am gonna submit Travis's segues as one of my side effects.
Are they hearing it in my head, in their head, or are they spewing?
No, it's like Tourette's. Like
okay,
it comes out. And then the other one I had was excessive honesty.
Nice.
And not like just not lying, but like if Travis were to ask, hey, did you like that? And typically you'd be like, yes,
nope,
or no, but then you would like just go on and on about it a little bit. So,
and here's why.
Right. And yeah, those are mine.
Who else got some?
I'll throw some out there.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I have fractal growth. So like you get something on your arm and you grow a new arm, and that arm grows a new arm. And that, or like you get something on the tip of your finger, so your finger grows a new hand, and then that hand grows tinier hands and tinier hands.
Nice.
It would be really terrifying, but you can also like use them, so you'd have little tiny usable hands on your hands.
I wouldn't be mad about that.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world. Making pearls, like your body just starts excreting pearls, like if you get a pimple or you like something happens and you poop.
It's like the egg out of an airplane just reaches in.
Yeah. But again, valuable. There's some silver linings to these. Frog throat, where your throat just like balloons up and you have to like, you don't like necessarily rib it, but if something happens,
I just want that.
Bulges out.
That's a good side effect. I just want that.
I don't know. I don't think so.
That'd be really
for that one. Yeah, I'm not here for it. Those are the only ones I've got nailed down at the moment. I might have two more by the end of this.
Okay. Ben, what you got?
I like frog throat. It's similar to, what are those small dinosaurs that like the neck spews out?
The neck frills.
Yeah. Kind of thing.
The spitters.
Yes.
Yeah, the spitters, yeah. All right, well, I went with words that are known and then moving on to less. So first one was twerking, but
just twerking.
We'll move on.
Spontaneous twerking.
Just spontaneous twerking. Yeah. Negative hair growth. So not losing hair, but your hair recedes back into the body.
That's terrifying.
I don't like that at all.
Scary.
I have a lot of hair.
Sexual winking. Sexual winking. So depending on what
honestly, that one's kind of as opposed to non-sexual winking.
Yes. And then belly button switching. So you take a medication and you're an innie, and then all of a sudden you're body and back and forth.
That's also terrifying.
Those are my four.
I don't know why, but belly buttons freak me the fuck out.
They do. They do. You used to eat out of it.
you used to eat out of your belly?
Yeah, that's what the umbilical cord was.
I'd skip out.
It was. I wasn't.
That's not where my brain went.
We can letting a Cheerio get away just because it went.
Body shots.
Like, he's just keeping Cheerios in there, goldfish. Like, I mean, you do have a kid, so
we do. We can make that a side effect where your belly button just opens up and is a second mouth.
No, I don't like it.
I'm gonna write belly mouth.
Is there a phobia for belly buttons? Because I feel like
I'm sure there is.
I feel like I guarantee.
Have that. Ben, in the same vein as belly button switching, I had reverse goosebumps where they go in. Yeah. Instead of out. And same thing with the I think you said this one. Negative growth. I said just hair migration. So the hair just on your face just moves to different places instead of going in.
I had one that was kind of similar, Travis. That was like Hobbit syndrome, where all of a sudden your hair, like your feet, just get extra hairy, like Bigfoot hairy.
Uh,
I like
Yeah.
that too. Hobbit feet syndrome.
On that
Hobbit feet.
vibe, like with the hair migration, I went like, those people that have just like those werewolf backs, just
Yeah.
like could you imagine if like it's like, okay, my all this hair is here now. Like,
Just
oh
all on my
God.
eyelids. That's
It
that's
all
actually, I think, is a hair on your eyelids is a thing, or hair tongue. That's what it was.
What?
There's a hairy tongue syndrome.
Ah.
That's a real thing.
I don't want it.
Okay.
That's one of my least favorite things when hair gets in my mouth.
Yeah. Could you
Mm.
imagine?
No.
I have pre-traumatic stress disorder. So just getting anxiety about something that'll never happen.
That's my life, Travis. I live in
Right.
I live in that constantly.
That's called your 30s.
But a real pre-traumatic, like something traumatic that hasn't happened.
That's an actual diagnosis that
I don't know.
take medication for.
I don't think that's real.
I think it's called something else, but
It's just
Could be-
anxiety is different. That's a
It's
real
general,
anxiety.
general
called
anxiety
I
disorder.
think it's just anxiety.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a specific event. Like if you're post-traumatic stress is actually an event-driven thing, pre-traumatic stress would be like an event that hasn't happened and won't, like an
Like
asteroid.
war
Right.
An
You have
asteroid. Oh, that's
pre-traumatic
good. Yeah.
pre-traumatic stress
dinosaur
disorder about
attack.
a
Yeah.
war you never fought in 2050. Like
Yeah.
that's where I was going with it.
Okay.
Or T-Rex.
Binge whispering. So just
I like that.
whispering in large chunks. This was a fun pun for me, but Stockholm syndrome, where you develop sympathy for the stairs that tripped you and the things that you hit your foot on.
No, fuck those stairs. I do have a question about binge whispering. Is this
Yeah.
you whispering out loud
No,
in a
it's
conversation, or you're just talking to yourself in a whisper?
I think it's more like I'm just gonna go for long stretches of time while whispering.
Okay.
And
then
if there's
not
people there,
whisper.
great. If there's not people there, great.
Right.
It
Just
doesn't matter.
slip into whispering for like a good 20
Slippage.
minutes and then not whisper again for a couple days. And then the last one I had was gradual kidney syndrome. And it's where your kneecaps actually dissolve to be non-existent, like when you were a kid. So kidney syndrome.
Wow. We've gone to puns now, Travis.
That's a
We have
stretch.
hard enough time with your segues.
I felt like that was a segue.
No, it's not a segue. It's just a good pun. It has nothing to do.
It had the same energy as a
Of
segue.
course, all of my segues are puns. So yes, they're going to have the same energy, but kidney has nothing. Gradual kidney syndrome has nothing to do with like filtering stuff from your blood like your kidneys do. It's kid-knee, where your kneecaps dissolve.
Well,
So those are my funny
that was special.
any ones that stood out. And do we want to whittle this down at all?
I hate that you ended on the kidney one.
No,
Yeah.
that's why I went last.
It really took the wind out of
Nope.
the sails of this topic.
So you're saying we want to keep a spontaneous great segues as a
Hondo P, it's got to be in there.
Yeah, it's got to be in there.
spontaneous great segues. I said
think we
great.
need-
You guys agreed to it, so I'm just saying.
I think we can eliminate the kidney one.
No, it
Automatically.
has to stay.
No, we can eliminate that off the bat.
It's just rude.
Anybody else want a second eliminating that?
Yeah. absolutely.
Elimination, 100%.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
It's just mean.
Elimination.
Don't get eliminated.
Let me just read them all out real quick, and just so we get a recap, and then
So many.
we go from there. Let me make sure I got. So quick recap: spontaneous slow clapping, involuntary jazz hands, blurting great segues, excessive honesty, fractal growth, pearl production, frog throat, spontaneous twerking, negative hair growth, sexual winking, belly button. What did I write down?
Switch.
Belly button switching. Thank you.
Yeah.
Belly button switching. Innie to outie.
I don't think. Oh, keep going.
Yeah, and then belly
sorry.
mouth, beard migration, reverse goosebumps, pre-traumatic stress disorder, binge whispering, Stockholm syndrome, and gradual kidney syndrome. But
I'm
one's
gonna
already
vote
out.
out.
They're all
kidney,
great.
it's
but I
already voted out.
also
It's fine.
would like. I'm gonna throw out some votes for some ones I liked there. I like the slow clap. I like the twerking. Oh, there was another one on there that I was gonna vote for, but I forgot. Yeah, so I like twerking, hair growth, and slow clap. I'll give
The
three
negative
votes.
hair-
The slow clap is amazing. That was
I'm
Slow
sorry.
clap
The
is
the hair
solid.
the hair migration.
Hair migration. Okay.
I'll definitely give slow clap a vote.
I mean,
Are
there's
you
a,
also
there's a
voting
lot
for
of
that,
good ones here.
Ben? Are you also voting for slow,
Slow
clap?
clap, it was awesome. Yeah, it's great.
Okay. What other
Not
ones?
another
stuck
teen
out?
movie.
I like
This is it. The perfect moment.
sexual winking. I thought was a really good one.
Sexual
On the-
winking, I'll throw a vote to
Yeah.
as well.
You son of a bitch.
I'm gonna take out belly mouth because that's just. I don't think that's funny. That's just horrifying.
Yes, that's
Which
a
makes it a
nightmare.
little
That's a
funny.
nightmare for me.
Funny. What else would be funny?
I think Rick put in beard migration for a vote. I think
Yeah.
I would
hair
give just
migration.
general
Hair migration.
Hair
general
migration's
hair
good,
migration,
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially if it changed like all the time. That would be
Yeah.
cool. Like one day
You
you
could
wake
watch
up with
and you could like watch it.
the most beautiful hair in all the land, and then all the next day it's on your pubes,
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Full pube beard.
or just surrounding your nipples, like all your chest
Yes.
hair goes straight to
Like-
your nipples.
Like you got the Tower of Babel going on in there.
But in
like
theory, you could have your pubes on
Fabio
your head.
nipples.
Yeah.
Fabio nipples.
Or like your pubic hair and your head hair switch places.
Yeah. I'm gonna also vote for just spewing great segues. Like that has to be.
Spewing
You are?
terrible
Yeah.
segues.
I wrote great
Yeah.
great
I don't think-
segues.
Can we check the tapes? I don't think
Yeah,
that's...
let me know when that happens.
Hey, it got one vote.
I think it was originally spewing Travis's
Yeah.
segue.
And there's
And somebody
it's
added
synonymous.
a word.
It's synonymous with great, so it's very easy. I think everyone knows that's the same thing. Any others?
I mean, I'm gonna vote at least for either frog throat or fractal growth. I think both of those are hilarious.
Of the two, I would go frog throat. So I'm gonna give you
Yeah,
that.
me too.
Yeah, I could go. I'm okay
I
with
would go
frog
frog
throat.
throat. Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4,
I gotta
5,
get
6,
one
6.
in there.
That's about 6, give or take.
I like
So
it. I like it.
That's spontaneous slow clapping, great segues, frog throat, spontaneous twerking, sexual winking, and random hair migration. Those are our new
Sounds
symptoms.
great.
Those are new symptoms. Okay. I do
Yeah.
feel like the hair migration would get pretty itchy.
Potentially. Potentially.
I gotta
You just
go. I'm
you
just
gotta
gonna.
you gotta power
gonna-
through it and just agree
just
with
gonna-
whatever he's saying.
Speaking of bad segues,
Rick, are you about to migrate
I'm just
away?
I am.
like the hair?
I need a shot, is what I
Yeah,
need.
shot.
to the face. So it was like an elephant dart to the face.
That's that was a little hurtful, not gonna lie.
solid quote.
Our next topic. What's the worst place to be itchy?
I'm gonna go early, just out the gate on this one.
Ooh, do it for me, Daddy.
Bottom of the foot in the
Mm.
arch, especially when you're wearing shoes in public and you can't do anything about it except take off your foot or your shoe and try and get to it. But even
Mhm.
that just doesn't quite satisfy. Like, it's inside your foot.
Yeah. That is a pretty terrible place.
It's my least favorite place to be itchy.
Benjamin, Richard. Worst place to be itchy.
Yeah, I'll go. So I got an answer for both sides of this question. So as far as the way Drew went, worst place to get itchy on the body, I went inside the nose because
That's bad.
there's no way to scratch it except getting all up in there. So if you're in public, you got to get in there. You
Just
got to
gotta
get
go
rid of the
digging for
itch.
gold.
Yeah. But I also came up with an answer for worst, like actual place to get itchy, like as a setting.
Same.
And I went MRI machine. Like you can't fucking
Oh, that's a
move.
good one.
You
Okay.
have to
Good
lay
one.
there and you got a fucking itch and you just
Ben,
have
please stay still.
Yeah,
exactly.
sir.
Ben,
Yeah, quit fucking moving.
Please don't
And
move your arm.
and there's nothing, it's not like you're watching TV or you have something to distract you. All you can think about
Don't
is
talk,
that fucking
Ben.
itch.
You're ruining the image, Ben. Stop talking.
And you're
How was your
fucking
day?
dying inside.
What other answers do you have?
I'm itchy.
Please don't talk. You're ruining the
Like going to the dentist and they're asking you questions.
right.
Right. As they're working on your teeth.
In the same vein, Ben, I had two answers. One is very similar to kind of both of yours. Drew, I had between the toes. So not in the arch, but between the toes, like when you're wearing a shoe between the toes. And then for the place that I'm actually going to be at would be just before you go through TSA or the airport security. So you start looking like you're a little suspicious. Maybe you're like you're itchy. You're having a little anxiety. Like, why is this guy itching? Why is he scratching so much?
You just need another bump of coke before you get on the plane.
Probably not a good place
Just
to get itchy.
one more bump.
Just I just need it.
You move to the side.
All right, Rick, close it
I
out.
didn't even think about place.
Originally I'm gonna take your TSA one a little further. Middle seat on a packed flight.
Yep.
Because to scratch, you potentially have to interfere with other people. And for me, I'm already like extremely nervous of like mildly inconveniencing anybody on a plane. And so depending on where I'm itchy, I may be like, oh, excuse me. I mean, you can't take your shoe off to go get it. And then on the body, I don't know if anybody else actually experiences this or if it's just because I have weird feet, but I hope y'all are going to know what I'm talking about.
You do have weird feet.
Has anyone ever had an itch that is on your foot? And dare I say in your foot, because when you go to scratch it, you scratch the spot on yourself where it should work, only to realize the itch is deeper down.
That's kind of what I'm talking about with
in
mine,
level.
Rick.
Yeah. And you can't really scratch it. So like you have to
in
Mine
my
usually-
skin. Yeah.
Usually shows up inside of the arch of my foot.
Yeah. To me, it's like
That's
back
kind of
middle
where
heel
I'm at.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's the worst.
Similar thing I've had in my shoulder where like you scratch your shoulder, but it's like inside the shoulder. Yeah.
That'd be
get that
awful.
feeling.
I haven't felt it in the shoulder, but yeah.
Yeah.
I know
Totally
this
feel
is
it.
somewhat similar, but sometimes I've got an itch on my nuts that moves. Like I'll scratch one part of it, and then it's like, wait, no, that wasn't it, and I'll keep going. And I'm like,
That's
wait,
where
I
you
have to
pinch
go
and
back.
roll.
I know,
Well, yeah, that's because you're doing the wrong method.
You
Very,
can pinch and roll.
important.
Yeah, I'm doing the.
You gotta
you
go
can
back
see
and
I'm
forth.
doing the
You gotta-
pinch and roll, but I'm like, okay, now I gotta go to the next spot. No, it's back at the first spot. No, so I have it,
And then all of a sudden it's on your taint, and then it shows up on your balls again.
and then
Well,
like
that's just because your sack is huge. That's why yours
And-
does that so much.
and
There's
that's
a
why
lot
your
of-
knees itch.
a lot of area. Okay, wait, I have to throw out a
A place? Yeah, give me a place.
Base coach at a baseball game.
You want me to steal second? No, I
That's
didn't.
great.
Worst place to be itchy
Yes.
because you could end up sending some signals.
That's
a
hilarious.
winner. That's a winner. I
Well
don't even
done.
like baseball, and that's a winner.
Well done, Drew.
Thanks. I did. Well, I didn't think. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about places, but you guys inspired me.
You know
I
what?
love that.
Off the cuff, man. Best answers come off the cuff.
I love that so much. All right, to recap, I'll go body and then physical places. Worst places to have an itch on the body: the foot arch, inside your nose, between the toes, and I'm gonna say in your foot. In your foot. And then the worst places, actual places, the MRI, TSA, the middle seat of an airplane, and as a baseball coach. base coach, not a baseball coach, but a base coach.
There-
It's probably signaling to a player to do something. So
Yeah, sign
I
me up
think
for the base coach.
give me. What if we
yeah,
did?
the base
what if-
coach is awesome.
What if we did a comment? Because I think Ben, I'm seeing a theme here that it's foot related is the worst place to get an itch. I'm not saying nose isn't, but between the other three of us, I'm just going to say
No,
the
I'm
foot.
good with it.
Okay.
The foot sucks. Yeah, I get it.
So we'll just say foot in general. I think is a good answer. And then is the worst place to get a foot itch as a base coach in the middle seat, a TSA or the MRI? I do think the
I think
base
the
coach
nutsack ish is worse for the base coach because let's be real, that's
Right.
Ha.
the base
that's
coach
when you're gonna send me.
the base coach has the most implications on other people.
Yeah, yeah. He's
Like
fucking
middle
up other
seat, you
people.
might inconvenience one person.
Yeah.
TSA, you're inconveniencing yourself.
But it's not gonna
plus
cost me
the
my job
agent.
potentially like a baseball coach.
Right.
Yeah,
And MRI,
You could lose
just
lose
yourself.
the game.
Right. You could lose a game. You could, and depending on which game, it could be. So I think that's got the most additional context, I'll say. So I think with that, I'll go base coach. I don't necessarily know if that combination is the worst, but we're gonna say those are the two winners.
I'm here for it.
We're all good with
I like
that.
it. Yes.
We're all good with that.
I had a small runner-up for
Gimme.
body.
I have a couple.
The soft palate, like in the
Mhm.
back of your throat, when you just like there's no way if the inside of your mouth is itchy
Mhm.
to like get back there, and you like kind of rub your tongue up against it, but it just does not go away. And then the inner ear. You
Inner
gotta,
ear is a
like,
bad one.
yeah,
Yeah.
get in. You gotta get in there.
But I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like the inner ear is the one that if you do get it, it's like the
it's
most
the most
reward-
satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
would agree with you on that one.
because the dog has the same thing. If I get that spot in her ear, she starts purring, which is amazing. I had, and this is not a specific place, but anything that has a cast on it,
Mm.
the worst place to be itchy.
Hmm.
Or just something you can't take off, like elbow
Good.
pad, like if you got elbow pads on, like, or if
So-
you got something just on your skin that's rubbing and it's like itchy and I can't get to it.
One up
Protective
you.
gear itch.
One up me,
Because yes, cast is awful.
you know.
I don't know if I've ever told y'all this story. When I had my leg surgeries, they took me in like sooner than the cast was supposed to come off, and it was like maybe it was pretty close to when I had surgery because they ended up cutting a nerve in the surgery,
Ow.
and then like I just like my foot was like tingly or something, so they took the cast off to like, and I don't remember what they did to look at me, but they were like, under no circumstances are you to move your foot at all because like
That's
we're
That's
still so fresh
terrifying.
from your surgery. And so like, yeah, so you can imagine Mandy holding my foot who's freaking out. And then through this ordeal, they cut it off. They looked at it. They're like, yeah, everything's fine. It's probably just because, we nicked the nerve. It's healing. And so they're getting the materials together to recast me. And I'm like, my foot itches so bad right now.
Jesus.
Somebody please scratch this.
it's when they physically tell you do not touch
Right,
this.
right.
And then
That's
as
the
soon as
worst.
because
Instantly.
before they said that, it didn't itch.
Right, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But my foot heard them and was like, fuck you, doctor.
That's like COVID times when you're not supposed to touch your face
Right.
Yeah.
as much, and you're like immediately everything on my face itches, and I need
Mhm.
to touch all of it.
Mm-hmm. That does sound like a monster of a issue.
Oh no, I had a good. Damn,
My glass
Oh,
is
what you got?
monstrously empty.
It was gonna be a lead in because I had another worst place to get itchy, and I was gonna let you lead in with a segue.
That one, it's
Do
done. Word.
Wait, okay, reset.
Do it.
Hey, another worst place to get itchy in front of a T-Rex because you can't move and then you're
Sides
itchy.
based on movement. Okay.
Yeah, sides
I see
based
where
on
you're going with
movement.
this. Mm.
Speaking of monsters,
If only T-Rexes were monsters.
oh, sorry.
Hey, real quick. You listening? Cool. Do me a favor. On your app,
wherever you're listening to this podcast, there's a button to follow or subscribe or some sort of a notification type bell. Whatever you do, don't click them. Don't click those buttons. Don't do it. Or click it. Whatever it doesn't matter. Just fine. It's fine. Just click it. It's cool. Just do whatever you want. Preach. Gentlemen, our last topic of the evening. What adulting activities would monsters have to do? And this came out of, I think, Drew, you and I had like a day drinking where I think I said something to the effect of like, do vampires have to file their teeth down or something like that? And we're like, that's not a topic by itself. So we expanded it to what adulting activities would monsters have to do? And so I didn't give you guys a list of monsters. I don't think we necessarily need to qualify monsters.
No,
I know.
I'm ready.
Nah.
Right. No, I've
I'm
got
ready.
I've got a bunch.
I'm so
I
ready.
got a couple.
Got a bunch of.
Just,
I got a
just
bunch
stop
of
and let's go.
Let's all right.
List
let's
of
just
monsters.
Just
Come
go.
on.
Just go. Just go for it. You know what? Just take over the podcast. That's fine with me too. No, don't do that, please. This is all I have.
I'll start with a couple, and then we can kind of just go little
just
by
go.
little.
Just go.
All right.
Everybody just
All
start
right.
throwing them out
So
there.
I've got a broad one. Fucking anger management classes. That's kind of like my biggest
Okay.
broad one.
Yeah.
Adulting. Catfish dating profiles, because you can't put out who you are because you're gonna get fucking hunted. So you kind of have to like catfish people to like to meet them. You have
Sure.
have to hide who you are. Sunscreen maintenance, because a lot of monsters are nocturnal, so they have to like worry about sun and sunscreen. Is it SPF 50, 70, 150, whatever? All right, so that's just a few. Somebody else go.
Okay, I'm gonna hop on that because I took your catfishing a little differently. I did put online dating because
Yeah.
monsters can't meet each other in bars. So the only way they can meet other monsters is through online dating.
That's not true. Did you watch the documentary Blade?
No, I did not.
Okay. There's a lot of vampires at a bar.
Yeah, okay. These
Blade
yeah,
Blade
if you're-
3.
don't-
Yeah, Blade
let's
3.
not
yeah.
sharpshoot everyone.
special
these ideas.
bars.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying they can.
Yes, they
so-
can.
It
But
is the
large,
2025.
yeah, large majority. Online dating still works. I'm taking casting.
The
putting it
Gen
online
Z
dating.
monsters have to online date. Yeah.
And also, with your bars, monsters, since we've never seen them, they all have to live together in special monster communities. Some monsters have to deal with HOA meetings.
Ooh, yeah.
Since they all live together, there's going to be some sort of monster HOA. Another thing that monsters have to deal with, they have to deal with monster DMVs, but not for driving.
But for like their brooms.
Oh,
Well,
I had
brooms,
Hey.
but also more for their
Oh.
scaring permits.
Scaring
So
permits.
they have to get their
Ah.
permits updated, and they have
Monsters
to take
Inc.
classes about ethical ways to scare.
Yep.
and get it renewed and get their class M's and C's like that. I'll pause there from now.
So I have like I broke mine out into individual monsters and try to be specific to the monster because I think we can go general,
okay.
but I think we can go also specific. Like vampires, they have to regularly go to the dry cleaner for their cape. Right, that's a thing. They can't just
okay.
throw that
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
washing machine. They are constantly going to the dry cleaners.
You don't think they have wrinkle free by the year 2020?
No, I don't think so.
Probably got magic.
Magic.
but not wrinkle
Ooh.
magic.
Yeah, not that magic.
They got other kind of magic. I do think I said filing when I talked to Drew. I think they actually go to the dentist for sharpenings and cleanings. I think that's something they've got to regularly do.
Fair.
Rick, you took the DMV, and I was going to use that for witches and their actual like broomstick flying licenses.
Yep.
I think they got to get that registered and get licensed.
Yep.
For werewolves, I think they need also
Please
additional.
tell me they go to the vet.
I did. They had to go to the vet.
Good.
That was definitely one of them.
Yes.
They also have to go to the dermatologist because going back to being itchy, you got all sorts of weird hair in weird places. They also have to have a tailor for constantly shredding their clothing.
Sure.
And they're also going to the dentist for teeth cleanings, for getting stuff stuck in their teeth. For ghosts, a lot of this is like laundry based. They need to wash their sheets a lot because that's ghosts is wearing a sheet. And I think Similarly, Ben, zombies actually apply skin revitalizing lotion, not necessarily sunscreen, but like they have to rub on lotion to basically stay alive. And dragons have to fireproof everything and constantly keep up with that maintenance.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
one other one. Centaurs, constant or regular farrier appointments to get their hooves cleaned,
Mm.
and chiropractors. Because that carrying your torso on top of you like that, you have two backs. You got two backs, you got two rib cages. You probably need a chiropractor for your centaur. So those are mine.
That's pretty good. I had a couple ones that kind of butted up against yours. Vampires often go to like you know how they used to do like cosmetic parties
Yeah.
because they can't see themselves in the mirror, so they need
Oh.
other people to do their makeup with.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Dragons consistently getting audited by the IRS because because of their hoard. They've got like
Yep.
they've got to file their taxes and they're just not sure what they put that other pile of gold. And so they never keep the receipts for anything. And then I had one for werewolf, but I it was also Bigfoot, but they've got to go to the groomer a lot.
Yeah. Groomer.
Or that, you know, a hairdresser, because they're just so fucking hairy. And that's all I've got at the moment. I was trying to come up with one for the Loch Ness Monster, but I just couldn't quite get there.
Ben, do you have a couple more? I think you stopped short.
I have like 5 more. Yeah,
Go.
sorry.
Just give them all. 'Cause I have a
Okay.
couple more.
Well, okay. So, somebody mentioned the HOA. I had HOA down for trolls.
I
So
like
like
that.
live on a bridge is like, come on, like clean up your fucking bridge. For Drew, you just mentioned Bigfoot. It was the orthopedist. So you got to go to the orthopedist. You got to get your feet checked out. Make sure they're okay. Travis, you mentioned brooms. I had weatherproofing brooms, so like you have to take your
Okay.
car in to get it, make sure it's okay. Frankenstein was bolt tightening, has to regularly get his
Yep.
bolts tightened. And then a Hydra has to go to the ear, nose, and throat doctor because he's got like fucking 7 of everything. So that was kind of like my individual.
I like that.
Yeah.
One I've got was for Bigfoot. He pays for the sponsor of this episode, Incogni, to remove your data or images or any other personal data from the web. No, I'm just not a sponsor, but I do like the idea of Bigfoot paying a service to like scrape the web and remove any pictures of him that he made.
He's got a VPN.
Yes.
Nice. I like that. That's great.
And for a mimic, they go antique hunting to come up with new disguises.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Anyone else? Rick? More generic ones?
Nah, I can't find where I wrote down my other one.
That's fair. Let me see if there's any others in here. Cleaning cauldrons. That's not fun.
Lame.
They would have to, but you know.
Or would they? Is it kind of like a
Bro, you can't cross your mandrake root with your eye
what are
of
those
newt. You
what are those
can't do that.
pans?
I don't.
Where you got to get like the layer.
We're considering witches
Skillets.
as monsters.
I think they fall into that general class.
No.
They're human.
It's a gray area.
Yeah.
They're humans, though.
It's a green
We're
area.
talking.
Yeah, we're about to go to a whole new topic here.
They're not all
Some of
witches
these quote
monsters.
monsters
They're
we brought
only
up.
human. They're only
I did
human.
not
What
see
do we
some
define
lore.
as monster?
Are we
Only
doing
some
that?
lore.
Are
Yeah.
we doing
No.
that?
No, not the.
I think we are.
Hey,
I think we are. Let's go.
Frankenstein's monster was a human at some point.
Several humans.
Several humans.
But then he is literally a monster.
I would
What-
say that Frankenstein was more of a monster than he was.
I would say a
Oh, but
monster.
witches
Oh.
aren't?
Oh,
No,
No.
Frankenstein was a human, so witches are human, so they're not monsters.
witches
Did you
just
do
have
chicken wings. Did you?
Yeah.
Did you start with chicken wings?
witches are just people that have magic.
And
okay.
and
Is
Frankenstein's a guy
werewolf-
with
Is
some...
a werewolf a monster?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
a werewolf is literally a human. That
No,
turns
he's a
into
werewolf.
But he turns into a
A monster.
half
I would-
wolf.
I would say he's not
Thing.
a monster.
Ooh.
Werewolves are not monsters.
I would say not monsters.
We've got
Werewolves?
I would say not
I
monsters.
feel like we need to save this
What?
for
Yeah.
another
Okay.
episode because we could really get into this.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have
What?
opinions on my monsters.
I have opinions.
What? What? All right, we're writing that down as another topic for another time. Define
Oh, define monster. That's an entire fucking.
monster.
That's
Yeah,
an
that might
entire
just
night.
be that might be our only topic that night.
That's an episode. And on this episode,
This is our 8th night in a row of arguing about what
2 hours. 2 hours
Hey,
straight.
If we did 2 episodes on parking lots, I mean, we could do more than that.
No, it's
Yeah,
one
we-
episode on
yeah.
parking lots, another
sorry.
episode on the other 2 topics.
Okay.
But yeah,
I
we
can't
we
wait- I
went
can't
we
wait
went
to
an
listen
hour
to it.
plus. I took out 20 minutes of us just talking about parking lots and who has the right of way between pedestrians and vehicles.
And we still didn't agree.
Rick, you were so mad.
Yeah. It was our opportunity to fix everything.
I
People
know.
were like,
We-
no, it's not right. Like, God.
Anyway, it's I mean, yeah, what? It's time for last call. Gentlemen, it's time for last call. Our order is going to be Andrew, Ben, and Rick. These are classic. Would you rather? Andrew, would you rather find a fly in your ice pop or a hair on your burger?
Ooh, hair on my burger.
Fair enough. Benjamin Trimmer,
I don't like either, but
Yeah, let's go with the burger hair.
Richard Madison.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the burger hair. I don't know why, but the bugs just ruin it for me.
Yeah.
Drew, would you rather have a cat that pees on your pillow or a dog that poops in your shoes?
cat that pees.
On your pillow.
Yeah,
That's
Uh,
that's what you're going with? You had a question mark.
yeah,
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah. Ben, cat pee or dog poop?
I've heard from cat owners that cat pee smells
Oh, it's
fucking
awful.
awful. So I'm
And
gonna
it
go.
doesn't ever leave.
I'm gonna go with poop shoes.
Poop shoes. Rick,
Yep, I need the poop shoes because I.
in your shoes.
I got more shoes.
Yeah,
You gotta
right.
wear-
But I
you
can
have to
switch
wear
them.
more shoes.
I can either switch my shoes or I mean, I guess I can.
Eventually, he's
same
gonna
I'm-
get all your shoes.
I'm gonna wash that pillow and still think of cat piss. While
Yeah,
I'm just
sleeping
burning
on
the
that
pillow.
You try and wash your shoes, and they're gonna get all fucked up.
But I can if I had to
Shoes are resilient.
I'm okay with stepping
So
in
are
dog poop
pillows.
versus putting my face in pee.
I'm also just hoping that the poop is solid and it's just a quick wipe out.
But what if it's not?
What if it's
Hey,
not?
yeah,
You're
It's
right.
not.
Hey, diarrhea could just slip
But
right
the
out.
pee is never solid. And if it is, that's a problem.
And the pee lingers.
Um
and it lingers.
Next question, Drew, would you rather always drive off with the pump? So you're filling up and it snaps off, or spill gas on yourself at the pump?
Oh. I don't love it, but I'll spill gas on myself.
Ben?
Yeah, I don't want to be that douche, so I'll spill
Yeah.
gas on myself.
Fair. Rick?
Yeah, spill gas on myself because driving away with the pump in is like one of my greatest fears. And I check
Sure.
like 30 times before I drive away. And even when I'm down the highway, I still
Yep.
think I have the gas
It
pump in.
seems like a lawsuit
Yep.
waiting to happen,
Yep.
whereas
I totally get that feeling, Rick.
Drew, would you rather throw a basketball at a toddler's face or push a toddler off a swing?
See,
Funnily
these
enough,
are the questions I'm here for.
funnily enough, I've done one of those things.
I've done both.
I'm gonna say push a toddler off a swing.
Ben?
I'm gonna go with. So if the toddler's on a swing, he's probably having fun. If I'm gonna throw a basketball in his face, he's probably being a douche. So I'm gonna throw the basketball in his
Okay.
face.
Yeah. Rick?
Yeah, give me the basketball. I think I could put more
Mhm.
emotion in that moment than just this, than a push off.
Rick wants to destroy this child.
You could play
I
the
want to end worlds.
you could play the swing off as an accident though. Like,
Right,
oh,
right.
he fell off. I don't know how
Right.
that happened.
I don't know what happened.
That's a good point.
Drew, would you rather sit on a cactus or eat a handful of sand?
Uh,
Uh,
eat the sand.
Ben?
Honestly, probably the cactus. It'd be uncomfortable for a minute, but the sand, I have no idea. So probably the cactus.
Sure. Rick?
Sand is delicious, so give me the sand.
Fair enough. Drew.
How else do you get pearls?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Hey.
Drew, would you rather fight 2 angry geese or 10 angry pigeons?
Pigeons. Geese are fucking terrifying.
But if they're all angry, if they all have the attitude,
Yeah, I
of
can
a
take.
goose.
I can take the
10 pigeons. Okay,
I can take 10 pigeons. Geese are monsters.
Ben.
Geese are destructive. Yeah, give me the pigeons.
Okay, Rick.
Yeah, pigeons 100%. Have you seen geese teeth close up?
Yeah.
They're terrifying.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
The fact that they have teeth is terrifying. Drew, would you rather get your head stuck in the middle of nowhere or on the doors of a moving bus?
Can I clarify really quick?
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of
You're
nowhere.
in the middle of
and my head
nowhere
is stuck.
On
Okay.
something. Yeah.
I was thinking like my head is stuck in a portal.
Dude, that's where I went
That's
to.
what I was thinking.
Okay.
I was like, I would
We-
love
we
to
would-
be stuck
we
on
on
the
would
those.
card,
cerebral
on the
this.
card, it's like
Yeah.
a guy in a fence with like a bird and no one
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
But it doesn't say that on the card.
Okay. I think head stuck in the middle of nowhere. I could probably get myself out of that.
Ben.
Yeah, I'm gonna want people around me to help. I'll go with the bus.
Rick.
Middle of nowhere, because I would like to know where that finally is.
Fair. Fair. Drew, would you rather poop in a glass stall or poop in a room with your mom?
Like a glass stall where just everybody
Where
can
Yeah.
people can watch.
It's see-through.
anybody.
Yeah. May not be anyone else in there, but there's the option of someone coming in and seeing you poop.
My mom used to clean my diapers. I think I'm gonna go with the mom.
Yeah.
Like nothing she hasn't seen before.
I don't know. These are kind of even for me. Neither one are really an issue. Mom, I guess.
Rick?
Glass doll, I've done it before.
Glass stall, yep. Drew, would you rather get an awkward sunburn, so like either in a weird place or maybe a weird, unfortunate design sunburn, like someone drew something in sunscreen on you while you were sunbathing and fell asleep, or let your creepy uncle put sunscreen on you?
You assume that I don't wear sunscreen all the time, or that I go out in public in the sun. I'm gonna say the sunburn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Likewise. Sunburn, sunscreen.
Rick?
Yeah, give me the sunburn. My creepy uncle doesn't have teeth.
Okay.
Mm. So you know
Drew,
it's
would you
good.
rather get your marriage proposal? Would you rather get your marriage proposal publicly rejected or find out that you were catfished?
Oh. I think that's a hard one. I think catfished.
Okay, Ben,
I'll take the catfish too. Yeah.
Richard.
Give me the public rejection, because I'm hoping for a sympathy lay afterwards.
Smart,
Hey.
playing the long game.
Oh,
All right, we
Smart
got two
man.
more. Drew, would you rather have a bad cheer squad follow you around forever, or someone singing karaoke themes wherever you go?
yeah, karaoke on Duffy.
Yeah. I mean,
Ben?
if they're solid theme, if they're good themes, I don't care how bad the singing is. So yeah, give me the karaoke themes.
Richard.
I want the bad cheer squad, because I want to know what that looks like.
Fair. All right,
Eddie.
last one.
Okay.
Give me an
On
R.
3 or after 3?
Give me
On
an
3.
I. Give me a C. Give me an H.
Why can't we get this right?
Drew, would you rather, while flying, have someone's gross foot on your side? So like they're putting their foot up in between the seats, maybe, or have someone's long hair around the back of the seat so it's blocking the TV?
Both of those make me want to throw up.
Oh.
Honestly,
maybe dangling into your drink a little bit.
And it's
honestly,
itchy.
I'm
You said
gonna
dangle.
go with the foot.
Gross. The hair's in the drink. You just ruined it for
Yep.
me.
Yep. But,
Hey, you know what? I'll go with the foot. Sometimes it can be attractive.
okay.
I was too impressed by your use of dangle. What are the options again?
It was while flying, have someone's gross foot on your side. So like in between the seats, maybe.
Yep.
Or someone's long hair dangling but over the seat, so it's like blocking the TV, or maybe dangling into your drink, etc.
Good use of dangle, but give me the foot.
Okay, foot it is. And that's it. That's our episode. Thank you, Danny, for joining at the last second.
Hi, Danny.
Jerk. This has been an episode. Remember to like and subscribe. New episodes every Wednesday. Follow us on all the socials at @_bar banter. There's also a YouTube page where we post all of our stuff. It's basically the same as all of our other content, but if you like YouTube, it's there. I think I said something about a link in the description to support the podcast. I don't remember. Am I missing anything?
No, it's our podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's our podcast, and you're just along for the ride.